Then pick the shield. And then I say go ahead. And then skip all this. And then it breaks them apart. Okay. Now we can pick up the shield, pick up the diamond. And then we head over to him. And now we gotta do the same thing for the sword as well. Break it down. And then swap over here and take the sword.
Bro.
Go ahead. Okay.
This
and
is
now
hilarious.
we have 2 diamonds separated from the items. Just made 500 rupees. I thought I never picked up the Royal Claymore as its own separate item before. Okay. And now we have 2 more diamonds, or well, 1 more diamond, okay? So, if you get really fast at this, it's still gonna suck. It's gonna be like a minute per dupe, which is why I wanna talk to you about what you should and shouldn't dupe. So before it was dupe anything, right? Now I'd say the most important things that you're gonna wanna dupe are silver Lionel saber horns for your weapons, unless you have a master sword or some dupe, master sword from a previous glitch or whatever, and still have it, something like that. Or some glitched ultimate weapon or something like that. Any normal weapons though, you're just gonna want to put this on it. So just duping these is good. And nowadays you'll actually have to come back to Tarry Town to take them off before your weapon breaks. Instead of just, for me, I'll just keep duping them as I needed them. I don't know that I'll be doing that now, but you can at least duplicate, like say, 8 of them or something, and then have 8 weapons, and then just come here once they're all almost broken, and then just tear the item off of it, and do it that way to keep them up. Large Zonite charges are okay in certain scenarios to do, but not really worth it. Large Zonite, it's not really worth it anymore. It's like, it might be faster than mining large Zonite, but it's going to be a similar amount of time, so you might as well just go mine the Zonite, so use the normal Zonite as well. Diamonds are definitely still worth it. It's still probably going to be the fastest way to get rupees in the game is by just duping diamonds. It's still going to be faster than running around the car picking items up. It's going to be faster than farming the moose and stuff up in the snow area. It's probably going to be the fastest way to make rupees still. And so then, other than that, it's going to be anything that's extremely rare that you want just an extra of for some reason. That you could still dupe with things. I mean, you can't dupe fairies, which is unfortunate, but you really have something that you want a second copy of that's kind of rare. I can't even think of an item to be rare enough to be worth it, but that would be the type of thing that you'd want to do then. So I know it kind of stinks if you haven't downloaded 1.1.2 yet and you have the option to not install it, just don't install it, because then you'll just have the dupes. It's unfortunate really that they fixed these types of dupes. I mean, I kind of expected it from a company like Nintendo. But it's similar to when Cyberpunk had a bunch of glitches, and it's like, in my opinion, if the glitch is as hard to do as the dupes were in this game, that means the only people doing it were people who were looking it up and doing that for fun in a single-player game. I kind of really wish the people, like game companies, would just leave the ones like that and then just fix the ones that are actually annoying, like, you talk to a quest giver and it soft locks your game or something like that. Obviously fix those as fast as possible, but it is what it is. It's Nintendo, kind of expect it from them. So even this one will probably get fixed eventually. So you'll want to just go ahead and use it while you still can if you have 1.1.2. And if you don't 1.1.2, go use the other one and enjoy it and don't install a new version for as long as possible, basically, is the verdict from now. But yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date on dupes and stuff. I got another one coming out later today, another version we can do, and some other farming route for something related to it. But that's it, guys. That is the new dupe. It's kind of unfortunate, and if new things come up, I will keep you guys in the loop and I'll post about it. But now you know the new way, not as good way, but the only way right this second of how to dupe in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom version 1.1.2.
Bro, that was so hilarious, bro. Like, before you leave, right? Apparently, duping them in the previous patch of this game was so easy. So easy. You can do it with everything. It doesn't matter. And it was so quick. This dude showed me like a 4-minute long process before I started recording. That actually made me record because it was so freaking hilarious how much the process changed. First, you duplicate something, it's easy, quick, simple. Bro, he showed me a 4-minute process, bro. He had to get these frame perfect windows of when to stop. First of all, you needed 2 Switch controllers. You needed 2. You needed to hold some buttons to fuse the item, and then with a whole other controller, you stun lock the game to where it fuses the item, but they wait for it, and then in between the point to where it fuses and they're using the material to fuse with, you stop that process, but you separate them. So you do actually get the item twice. But in order to save, to have the game recognize that those items are yours and not a duplicate of one single item, you have to break them apart. So you have to go to somewhere, break them apart, and then get those. You have to literally save the game and then restart the game, bro. And I was laughing so hard. And then he said, yeah, and when you restart the game, you gotta like break them apart again to have the game really recognize them as two completely separate items. And I'm like, that was not the case first time. And when he had to go break them apart, bro, he was like, yeah, and this is 20 rupees. And I was just laughing. You have to have a certain part of the map unlocked, bro. It's just not it in comparison. I'm about to watch the first one because I don't even know what that looks like, bro. I really don't even know what that looks like. So, okay, 1.2. Yep, everybody's doing 1.2 videos. Talking about very easy. New, fast, and easy version. Yeah, right. Original. Original. Oh man, it's all about that. 1.v11. This glitch is insane. Infinite heart, stamina more, and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Oh, I probably should have did that for real.
Stop the car!
Unlimited heart.
I'm stupid.
Have you lost
What
your
is
mind?
this?
I haven't lost my sense of smell. I know my old spice long lap.
Duplication glitches in Tears of the Kingdom have gone absolutely wild, and in today's video we've got 2 new duplication glitches for you that are currently working in version 1.1 and version 1.1.1. So if you're on version 1.0 still, this might not work. The first duplication glitch is now the safest and easiest way to duplicate any material in the game, and then the second glitch allows you to duplicate your best food and stack it so that way you can have unlimited hearty foods if you want. First, let's go over the easiest and safest way to duplicate any material or Zane device in the game. All you need is a ledge that you can climb on that's high enough for you to jump off and open up your glider. So let's use this tent, and what we're going to do is we're going to jump off, open up our glider, then go into our inventory immediately. And then we just need to find an item that we want to duplicate. We can duplicate these silver Lionel saber horns, and you can just go ahead and hold as many as you can. From here, all you need to do is hit B and Y at exactly the same time, which will exit your inventory and your items will fall on the ground. Now what's interesting here is only 4 silver Lionel saber horns actually hit the ground. I did hold 5, but only 4 made it to the ground. But you'll notice that we started with 19 and now we have 23. So we're able to add 4 more to our inventory. I'm not sure what occasionally causes less items to fall out, but you have 0 risk of losing any items by doing this method. And it works with anything. All you gotta do is just jump off a ledge, open up your glider, and maybe you want diamonds this time. Once you hold all of them in your hand, just hit B and Y at the same time again. And wham bam, thank you ma'am. Actually 5 diamonds fell out this time. And now we have 11.
Wow.
Now if you want to get real fancy, you can jump off of a higher ledge.
This is easy.
Hold 5 in your hand. Hit B and Y at the same time. Open up your menu again. Hold 5 more in your hand. Hit B and Y at the same time. Open up your inventory yet again. Hit B and Y again.
Wow.
And then when you land on the ground, you're going to have a metric buttload of diamonds on the ground that you can pick up. And now we went from 11 to 21. You'll notice that I dropped 15 that time. And if you don't hit B and Y at exactly the same time, there's a chance you will actually drop your items and they won't duplicate. So I recommend maybe not doing this over lava. So we can show that in action here. Let's open up our inventory. We'll hold 5 of these, and then we'll exit out. And you'll notice that we went from 21 to 16. And that's because I didn't hit B and Y at the same time. So as long as you hit B and Y at the same time, this will work every single time, and you have 0 risk of losing any items even if you mess up. Now do keep in mind that you can only drop about 20 items on the ground before things start despawning, so don't go too crazy with the higher jump method. Now there's an even faster and easier way to duplicate Zonai devices.
I wanna drop my
and you don't
whole
even
inventory.
need to jump. All you need access to is a nice big wall to stuff your face into, like this one. You're gonna walk right up to this wall, you don't want to climb it or anything, then you're gonna pull out your shield and you're gonna take a step back from the wall. We can do a test quick to see if we're close enough. We can do a quick test first to see if we can take out a device. If we get an alert that we can't take the device out here, we're still a little bit too close and need to back up just a little bit more. Then go into your inventory, you'll see that we have 66 rockets right now. I'm gonna demonstrate this with rockets. I'm gonna add 10 to be able to take out. And then I'm gonna hit B and Y at the same time. It's still gonna say you can't
Really
take the
have
devices out,
rockets.
but this time it's going to duplicate. The difference is when you're at the right distance and you hit B and Y, your inventory will glitch for just a second. And then when you go back into your inventory, you'll have as many more of that item as you held. So say we wanna do beam emitters, we can add all of these to our inventory, then we can hit B and Y. And wham bam, thank you ma'am, now we have 22.
Wow.
So when you're at the right distance, you'll see your inventory glitch for just a moment before exiting the inventory, and that way you know you are duplicating your items. Now for the fun new meal glitch where you can get unlimited buffs. I'm currently doing this at the Kara Bazaar. Because it has all the requirements for everything that I want to be able to duplicate, and it has a shop here where I can buy already cooked food, which is a requirement for this glitch. And it also has a pot over here where I can cook the food that I want to make that I want to duplicate. So first, let's jump off this, open up our inventory, and I'm going to duplicate some of these big hearty radishes. We're going to hit B and Y, poop them out, pick them all back up. That way we got enough to cook a really nice meal. Then we're going to go to this pot. I'm going to hold 5 of these in our hands, and I'm going to drop it in the pot. This is going to make us a hearty fried wild greens. This gives us full recovery and 25 temporary hearts. You'll notice if we go into our food, it's going to be at the very last slot. This is exactly where we want it to be. Do not sort your inventory while you're doing this glitch. So go down to the bottom of your inventory, and we're going to eat that food. We're going to gain that buff. Then we can just exit this inventory. And we're gonna run all the way over to this bazaar over here. Now at this point, I recommend picking one of these that you have a lot of. I currently have a lot of Hyrule Bass, and you can also duplicate these Hyrule Bass to get more of what we're going to do. Since I have a bunch of Hyrule Bass already, I'm going to buy this roasted bass. I'm going to buy them all for a nice 69 rupees. And if we open up our inventory, you'll see that this roasted bass is now glitched. We have 3 roasted bass that gives us the 25 temporary hearts. And it's integral that we don't move this if we want to make more of it. So say we want a ton of these glitched out roasted bass. We can now move over to this fire right here. We can grab a bunch of Hyrule Bass and just drop them right on the fire. We're gonna wait for these bad boys to cook. Once they become roasted bass, you can just pick all of them up. And if we go into our inventory, now we have 7 of these glitched out roasted bass. What's cool is you can keep doing this as long as you want to stack as many hearty foods as your heart desires. This completely bypasses the inventory limit for food. You can do this once for a little while and really never have to cook ever again. You can do this for as long as you want, but once you're happy with the amount that you have, you can just go ahead and sort your inventory. Now you'll notice that the roasted bass only has a heart and a half and the plus 25 temporary hearts, and it doesn't say full recovery, and it doesn't look like it does with the flashing hearts, but once you actually eat one, it will give you that full benefit. Once you resort your inventory, we can do this again with a different food. Maybe now we want infinite stamina. I'm gonna grab 5 of these Endura carrots, throw them in the pot, and this is gonna give us the enduring fried wild greens. That gives us 2 extra temporary stamina wheels. Not only do we get the 2 extra temporary stamina wheels, but it also fully recovers our stamina as well. So let's eat that. And now most of you probably have a bunch of extra meat as well. So I'm gonna buy this seared steak, and now we have that seared steak at the bottom that gives us the Endura carrot bonus. You can do the same thing as the fish, is just add a bunch of raw meat to your inventory, drop it on the fire and wait for it to cook, and then pick it all up. And then by doing this, you can now have infinite stamina. One thing to keep in mind before you do this is to make sure that if you are doing this at the Kara Bazaar, that you don't have any seared steak or any roasted bass already in your inventory before you start. Because if you have regular roasted bass or regular seared steak, it's just going to turn into the regular version rather than the glitched version. Now the interesting thing is you'll notice that we have 22 roasted bass now. Our roasted bass are now permanently glitched as whatever food we made it into with the glitched version. So if I go back here and I buy 3 more roasted bass, just like that, you'll notice now we have 25 of this glitched out version of the roasted bass. The same will go for the seared steak. So you don't have to go through the whole glitch process to get more of these if you don't want to. That goes for cooking it on a fire as well. So you can pretty much just infinitely remake these without having to do the whole glitch process again. Now that means we can only do 2 different types here at the Kara Bazaar. If you want to make another glitched out type of food, you'll have to find a different bazaar that's selling a different type of cooked food already, and you'll just do the same glitch there. Like if you go to Gerudo Town, you can actually find a vendor here that's selling all different types of meats here, so this gives you another 2 options. And another good food to duplicate would probably be Sundelions. If you add 5 of these to a pot, you can make these sunny fried wild greens, which repairs 15 of your hearts that are damaged by gloom. Then it's just the same process. Eat this food, buy maybe the seared prime steak, because we can now duplicate the prime steak that you have in your inventory, and now we have 1 of these seared prime steak with the gloom heart repair. Now if you want, you can just build a fire right here inside of Gerudo, and you can just drop whatever raw prime meat that you have to make more of this new glitched out food. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now I do really hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next one.
At the Spectrum
That's
Lab,
crazy,
we're bringing you
dog.
the...
That's so crazy. Okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead and do something here.